You've seen it 1,000 times. You walk through the door after a long day, or you're just sitting on the couch, and your dog looks at you with those deep, soulful eyes, and then they do something. Something small. Something you probably ignored or laughed off. You think you know why your dog acts the way they do. You think it's just dog stuff. But what if I told you that some of the most common behaviors, the ones we find cute or even slightly annoying, are actually desperate attempts to tell you they are feeling profoundly alone? Most owners completely miss these signs until the bond is already fractured. Take, for instance, the lean. You're standing in the kitchen and your dog just rests their weight against your leg. It's sweet, right? You think they're just being clingy. But in the world of canine psychology, this isn't just a cuddle. It's a physical grounding technique. They aren't just touching you. They're checking to see if you're still there, mentally. They're looking for a pulse on your shared connection because, in that moment, they feel like they're drifting away. But as deep as that lean is, there is a second, much more subtle behavior involving your laundry that reveals an even deeper level of isolation, and most people get angry when they see it. When you find your dog curled up on your dirty gym clothes or that sweater you left on the chair, your first instinct might be to scold them for getting hair everywhere. But look closer. They aren't just looking for a soft bed. Your scent is the only thing that makes them feel safe when the silence of the house becomes overwhelming. To a dog, your scent isn't just a smell, it's your presence. When they seek out your laundry, they're literally trying to wrap themselves in the idea of you because the reality of your absence is too much to bear. It's a coping mechanism for a loneliness they can't put into words. But here is where it gets complicated. Loneliness doesn't always look like sadness. Sometimes it looks like a mess. If you come home to find a chewed-up remote or a destroyed pillow, you might think your dog is being bad or spiteful. They aren't. Destruction is often a physical manifestation of a panic attack brought on by total isolation. They're trying to ruin your things. They're trying to release a level of cortisol that has become physically painful. They're crying out through their teeth. If this is making you rethink every time you've been frustrated with your pup, hit that like button and subscribe, because understanding this shift in perspective is the only way to truly protect their heart. Now, you might think that giving them a chew toy or leaving the TV on is the fix. It isn't, because there's a specific type of staring that happens right before you leave the house. A look that isn't about food or walks, that most owners misinterpret as guilt. It's not guilt. It's a calculation of grief. They're watching your micro-movements, the way you pick up your keys or put on your left shoe first, and they're experiencing the beginning of a mourning process. This brings us to the most misunderstood sign of all, the yawn. No, they aren't tired. When a dog yawns in a social setting, or when you're about to walk out the door, it's a displacement behavior. It's a way to leak out internal pressure. They're literally vibrating with the stress of being misunderstood. They're trying to tell you that the gap between your world and theirs has become a canyon. But there's a way to bridge that gap. It's not about spending 24 hours a day with them. It's about the quality of the micro moments. When your dog leans on you, don't just stand there. Place a hand on them. Acknowledge the connection. When you find them on your clothes, don't move them. Sit with them. The most important thing to remember is that you are their entire world. To you, they're a part of your life, but to them, you are life. Every room you enter, every look you give, every time you truly see them, it validates their existence. Your dog isn't just behaving, they're communicating. They're reaching out across the species divide, hoping that today is the day you finally hear what they've been saying all along. They don't need more toys. They need to know that in a world of humans, they aren't invisible. They need to know that they are finally home.